Now, the good news is that Ernesto is not going to threaten land over the next several days. The bad news is that while this hurricane just churns over really warm Atlantic waters, it is going to strengthen really quickly. Truly nothing is standing in its way. Now, the center of the storm right now, about 180 miles east of Turks and Caicos. You can still see some of those outer bands impacting parts of Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic. But as we head through the remainder of the week, it's going to continue that northern trajectory, eventually shifting north and east as a Category 2 hurricane by tomorrow afternoon, and then it's forecast to strengthen into a major Category 3 hurricane by Friday afternoon prior to its impact on Bermuda. And you can see the center of that storm staying just to the west of Bermuda. This is really going to be a devastating situation for the island. If you have any interest in the island, loved ones heading there for vacation, you need to make sure you check in and alert them to what's about to head that way, because it's really over the weekend that we'll be watching that nearly direct pass just to the west of Bermuda. And again, you can see it's going to stay offshore. We have a cold front moving through that's going to keep it out over the Atlantic, but it is going to come close enough to kick up some rough surf. That's really our biggest threat as we head through the weekend and into early next week. Now, by the time we get to Sunday, it starts to move into some cooler water. That's going to help weaken it as the storm passes just to the south and east of Halifax by Monday afternoon. And this track really is very set in stone. Again, we've got the cold front coming from the U.S. that's going to keep it off to the east. And then there's a big bubble of high pressure just to the east of that storm, and that's going to funnel it right into Bermuda as we head through the weekend. Again, these are our spaghetti plots. Each line represents a different potential track that Ernesto may take. And you can see the closer the lines are together, the higher the confidence of that track, and all signs pointing to a nearly direct impact to Bermuda by the weekend. From there, there's still a little uncertainty in how close that storm would get to parts of Halifax. Might stay a little bit farther out to sea, but certainly something we'll be watching toward early next week. And a reminder, closer to home, if you are heading to any of our local beaches, rip currents will be the primary concern. Topper just gave you some reminders about what to look for when it comes to a rip current. You can see that white foam pushing all the way out into the water. We have that really dangerous straight line of water that can really push people out to sea very quickly. So something to keep in mind if you are heading out to a beach this weekend. My biggest and best reminder is always to swim at a guarded beach.
Yeah, okay. Good advice there, Caitlin. Thank you.